Alright, well, it looks like I made some mistakes here. So if you guys are just joining us, this is Shorties. It is a once a week, every Saturday, although this is coming out on a Sunday because it's a revised version. It is a once a week, short speedrun challenge. Should be less than 30 minutes. Way less than 30 minutes, hopefully, ideally. Little challenge of speedrunning, I guess, in San Andreas. I don't know what else to say about it. I made a lot of mistakes when putting this one out. If you want, you can go into the Discord where the private original video is going to be shown there, or there's a link to it, whatever, it's unlisted. But here we've covered most of our bases here. I feel like if you can reverse engineer this, go ahead. But the big issue was when timing was starting, because then that was allowing people to do lots of setup stuff, basically get their tank before they start, which was not the point, but you know, that's my fault. Obviously, I kept saying like impressive reverse engineering when really it was just my insecurity of I set it up right, you guys just did a good job breaking it, which is not the case at all. Didn't do a good job setting up. So anyway, timing starts when you hit the save file to load, if you're on a fresh load of the game. If you're not on a fresh load of a game, meaning you're already controlling CJ, as soon as you hit yes after clicking the file, so that way it's the same, it's the trigger point basically of loading. So here we go. Now the time ends when you crash the tank into Sweet's house. A full clip is also allowed as well. Did I activate it? I did. So it ends when you crash the tank into Sweet's house with no wanted level of any kind, shape, or form. You're in the tank and you crash into Sweet's house. I felt like that's a more definitive sort of like stopping point than just like that arbitrary spot on the freeway I came up with that didn't make much sense in retrospect. A lot of it didn't make sense in retrospect. In the future, these challenges are not going to be nearly as restrictive as this. So what happened was I put out this task and it was like, you guys need to do this, or you guys need to come up with this outcome, and this is the process I want you to use. But really what everybody heard was, this is the outcome you need, which is really what the rules were, was get this outcome, which is to get a tank onto that spot on the freeway. And I think that makes for a more interesting challenge of this is the outcome, use whatever process you want. But in this instance, that doesn't really work, because then it's just who can get a star save and then get back in their tank, which is kind of lame. So I did a bad job of setting that up, obviously. But again, if you can reverse engineer this, which again, that's not really what you guys did. You guys just read the prompt and were like, oh, that was, just do this, idiot. And it's like, oh yeah. If you can, go ahead. I'm gonna give up on rules for this one. I'm gonna say these are pretty sound rules in my eyes. But I'm not sure, you know. I thought the other ones were, but that was a lot of ignorance, naivete, and non-thoroughness, I guess. I'm trying to despawn some of these cars here. There's a lot of shit blocking the grove. So mostly here we're just trying to conserve health, so that when we're sprinting from inside the tank to the house to save and get rid of our water level, we still have lots of health. Got a nerd behind me. Oh, there's 6 stars. Now we just hope a tank spawns quickly. Hey, we got one. All right. Oh my god, it's on fire. Is it still fine though? Even though it's on fire? Or did I lose? Okay. Please still be fine. Please still be fine. fully busted, huh? It's alright, we got another tank here. Is this hobo about to steal this tank? Okay. We gotta have no one level though, so we have to save again. I guess you don't have to put it in the garage at all, you just have to have it. That makes sense, I guess, considering how the game works. I don't know why I thought you'd need to put it in the garage. Clear one level, please. You just have to crash into Sweet's house, and time is done. Okay, you have to get on this side, I forgot. You have to get in on this side. Alright, time 4:14:08. That's it. That's how the rules work. Again, in the future, we'll have much more open-ended sort of things where it's like, this is the outcome, whatever process you want is acceptable. That just doesn't work very well for this, because then the outcome is kind of irrelevant, and the process is sort of boring as shit if we just leave it the way it was. Which is why I'm changing the rules mid-challenge. Sorry about that. But, you know, I will 100% admit that all of the problems were my fault. It was not the spirit of the community in any sort of way. If I had implied that, the spirit of speedrunning. Anyway, here's to weeks to come, and here's to the submissions of this week. Hope you guys have a good time with this challenge. Third place, 1 point. Second place, 2 points. First place, 3 points. There will be a running scoreboard again in the Discord that is linked in the description, as well as a submissions board and the info rules and discussion board will be in that Discord that's linked in the description. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you guys. Get your tanks. Deuces. Bigelow. Haha.